used to play with his thumb. I was wrestling as I walked. My cousin Dolores Estabrook played the guitar, and I used to sit and watch them play, and then finally I started playing myself. I was real young, and I had to always way out to get to the chords. I was self-taught. I always played the guitar after that, and I've always enjoyed it. In fact, I still enjoy coming down here and plunking the guitar. I think music has been an integral part of my Christian walk.
All of us kids were expected to take piano for a certain period of time.
And that was sort of our introduction into music.
I mean, we were always surrounded by music. One of us was playing something or another. My dad always had guitars around, and so at an early age I would sneak off to the church where he had them and pick up guitars.
Dad would play his guitar and sing songs to us at night, and a lot of those songs we thought were like John Denver songs or some local country singer, but we found out later they were his own songs that he wrote.
Probably some of my fondest childhood memories are gathering around Dad or Grandpa Carey's knee and having him play guitar and sing.
I guess I integrated stylistically things that he had learned from people like Chet Atkins, some of those influences. But obviously my taste drifted into different genres. And so I had to sneak around to play when they were out of the house, play the kind of music I liked, which was, I would say, heavier.
No, obviously music in the church was important, and we all were involved because we were the only ones that could sing in the church. Nobody else could carry a tune in a bucket. Of course, we looked up to our parents' faith, and that was a good model for us. They modeled Christ's love and showed us how to accept the Lord as our Savior when we were kids. So we did that, and that was the most important thing. And music was a natural outpouring of what we felt in our hearts.
My father raised me on 70s and 80s rock and roll.
I guess I could classify most of my playing as like metal and just kind of rock.
And these days, I mean, I really enjoy classical and jazz and a lot of different styles, along with the indie rock kind of stuff that I like to listen to the most. So.
And my dad and my grandpa were talking about guitars, and I just wanted to be a part of the conversation because I had no idea what they were talking about. So then I was like, I'm going to learn guitar. And ever since, I've been crazy about it.
From an early age, music was just kind of a part of our lives. I was always in the studio. My dad always had access to a studio. So from a young age, I started singing, and I just loved it. And I could probably write music before I could actually make coherent sentences.
And when it came time to choose an instrument, I had the boys learn bass first because that was one instrument that they could learn or play in a lot of different styles of music, from jazz to orchestra to rock and roll, and country and western too.
Singing was always a part of what we did at family gatherings on both sides.
I just can't communicate effectively through words sometimes, but when I'm singing, I feel like I have a stronger connection to my audience, to people, and I can portray Christ's message through through that. And it's because of our foundation in faith that has really allowed me to be able to do that.
I get excited when I experience the next generations doing the things that they do with music, and especially when you see them also incorporating that into being a testimony for Christ at work in their life. We've all been involved in some kind of band at some point in time, and now our kids are kind of living that out too.
When I was in high school, I had two dreams. One was to play in a Christian rock band, and the other was to own a recording studio. And I've actually accomplished both of those. I don't know how I actually did it.
I was able to be a part of a jazz band at Northwestern 30 years after I was in a jazz band as a student at Northwestern.
In May of 2009, I released my first solo album, I Seek Inspiration from God Every Day.
And that's what I want to be doing, is I want to be making an influence in there. I'm not just, doing music for nothing. I want to, play music to share my love for Christ, and hopefully people will, get to see Christ through my music.
I love Grandpa's original music because it's stories about his testimony, how he came to the Lord, stories about his walk with the Lord.
I'm amazed at the creativity that God has given my dad.
Grandpa's music is just incredibly simple. He takes complicated ideas and memories and he boils them down to their essence.
His lyrics to me are just so incredible. They're very Grandpa. I guess if you know him, if you've experienced, Pa Carey, then you would understand.
Man, it's probably the only country and western CD that I have. Gospel, hillbilly country music, but it's my favorite of all time.
The second verse is, I will follow him everywhere he leads each day. I will trust him each step along the way. I will serve him everything that I do. I will try to do for my Jesus my life through.